time to talk about the Cossack Squat. It is a wonderful stretch for so many different reasons. It is one of the few that can get into the adductor muscles or the groin muscles. And it's also really good for maintaining or improving range of motion in the ankle, the knees, and in the hips. Now, that said, there are a lot of people who don't have great range of mobility in these areas. That's okay. Okay. There are some workarounds that will allow you to get into the squat, the Cossack squat, um, and work on improving that range of motion. Okay. Now, I will also say there are populations that this movement is not appropriate for. Hard stop. If this movement causes you pain in any way, leave it out or only go as deep as you can without pain. Okay. Pain, that acute, pinching, sharp pain, is a check engine light. I will say this so many times. It is your check engine light. You do not keep driving. Okay. We don't get through the pain. The phrase no pain, no gain is the dumbest thing to ever come out. Okay. That's not true. It is one of the dumbest things to ever come out of the fitness industry, and it's wrong. It was wrong back in the when did it even come out? The 70s or the 80s? It was wrong then, it's wrong now. Pain is not our friend. Fatigue is, to an extent. Pain never is. We don't work out through pain. Now, that lecture is over. Let's talk about the Cossack squat. So, I'm gonna step on my little board here. So the Cossack squat looks like this. And like I say, I always have to wiggle down into it because I'm older and it just takes a second. But once I'm down, I'm down. So here is the Cossack squat. Okay. You'll notice my heel is down on the floor. This is a flat foot. This foot is also flat. I have seen fantastic coaches bring people up onto the heel. I don't do well on the heel. It's fine. As far as I know, this is not a problem. As far as I feel, this is not a problem, other than being thrown off balance for a second. You do have to have better range of motion in the ankle in order to keep both feet flat on the floor. So if you're shooting for that, or if you have it, great. Put them both down flat. That's fine. So you'll see I am stretched out here. I am stretched out here. There is a severe angle in the knee and in the ankle. Okay. From there, we're just going to come up briefly, and we're going to go into the same movement on the other side. Okay, the Cossack squat is at its most effective when it is deep. So let's talk about some limitations and how we might be able to work around those. So probably the most common limitation that we see is the heel of the bent knee coming up off the floor. If it's just coming up a little bit, fine, but we really want to try and get it down onto the ground. Okay, there's no reason to not continually work on our range of motion. Okay, that's how we stay young. Muscle mass, range of motion. So one of the things you can do if you do have a heel that's popping up, you can offer it some stability by sliding something underneath it. This is a notebook. You can use a book if a notebook's too thin. So just something that is high enough that you can have some stability. And I would encourage you to be here for a little bit. 30 seconds would be great because that's going to help the body work into that range of motion, help things loosen up, help the synovial fluid get moving in there. So hang out here and work on that range of motion. Okay, the other thing that may happen is tight hips. Guilty. Tight hips. Now, I can get down into this particular movement, but there are some that I really do struggle with. But let's talk about the Cossack squat and kind of like an option you have for helping you get the chest up and to get low over that knee. So I have here a yoga strap. I know I haven't put that on the equipment list as of yet, but it's a good thing to have. I love them. And I'm going to use the yoga strap in this case because the elastic bands that I have that came with the band kit, they just have too much give. So if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a band. Go for your heaviest band because it's going to be supporting your weight. Okay. And you may find that it's just not sufficient, in which case, just leave it out. We don't want you to accidentally fall on your bum or hurt yourself. So, what you're going to do if you have a stable band or you have a yoga strap or something similar, but you're just going to hold it about this height. It could be a little bit higher. I like it here. And you're going to do the same thing, right? You can either go, if you're young and sprightly or you're a yoga person, you can probably just get right down into that Cossack squat. Good for you. I'm proud of you. I'm going to wiggle down because I'm old and I'm cold. All right. So here you can see that the strap is holding a fair amount of my weight, which helps me decrease the discomfort in my knees and in my hips, decreases the stress they're under, and it helps me to be able to pull back with my chest. So I'm not leaning over this way. I am training this upright position, which is incredibly important to the squat. So this is a fantastic modification. Okay. So we would just come down into the Cossack squat. Maybe you've got a book under your heel too. That's fine. As long as you're stable and you're safe, that's fine. Then we're just going to come up and then we're just going to go to that other side. We're going to fight to keep that chest up. We're going to let that strap help to stabilize us in this position and come back up. Now, as always, if it hurts, level down. Maybe you're only getting here before any pain. Then this is where you are for right now. And maybe with time, you can get down a little bit further. So we take everything baby steps. Cossack squats are no different. They're fantastic. And use those modifications to try to get into them as deeply as you can. All right. See you later.